Yeah, so glyphosate is what's probably is a carcinogenic to humans, but it's what's sprayed on all of our wheat and corn and but if it's organic and it's certified, then it's supposed to be like non-glyphosate. It's supposed to be.
Supposed to be. All right. Well, here we have. Okay, here's the funny thing.
Hey, what episode is this?
Oh.
Look it up, sir.
50 something.
50, 52?
3?
53?
I think it's 53.
I think it's, where's my YouTube? I don't even, so many apps on this stupid phone. I'm in a bad mood, Dana. I just want you to know. So, it might get a little ridiculous.
I'm just wondering if we should have live streamed this instead.
Can you do that?
I don't know. Straight to my YouTube channel? That's where it goes.
I know, but I don't know how to do that.
I don't know either.
From the Cabana.
I have to do it with my phone though. So.
53. You were correct, sir.
Oh, that's not too often.
Well done.
Okay, start the timer. Okay, episode
53.
53. And tonight's sponsor is Caribbean Rum. It just says
Caribbean
Rum.
From where?
From Belize.
And who is responsible for this
Mr.
gem?
Jason, thank you very much. He just got back from there. See, product of Belize. It looks like a turkey with some kind of a roadkill. But you see how there's a wrinkle in this label? It's like it's something that I printed on my printer.
Well, or it just looks like their manufacturing sucks.
Well, because it's Belize.
But it's distilled, blended, and bottled. I've been watching a lot of these videos by this dude named Bruzel. TJ, if you're watching this, I'm sure you are. Your YouTube channel is awesome and we love it. He bourbon hunts. His name is TJ, but his thing is Bruzel.
Bruzel.
And he bourbon hunts like all over the country. He was just in Oregon.
Oh, wow.
And when I was, where was I?
I don't know, but
I was
gotta
here.
open this.
Anyways, open it.
Let's see. Okay.
That's a good sound. No carbonation.
You know, I hadn't thought about that. That's actually a good sound.
Anyways, he, you know, because bourbon, especially a lot of the craft bourbon.
Oh, there we go.
Is made by MGP, which is one of the big bourbon producers, and then they sell it to a company, and then the company will like put it in a barrel or add something to it or something like that, right? So when he's traveling around and it says made in Oregon, he looks on the back, oh, it's MGP, oh, it's MGP.
I got a little bit more, sorry.
That's all right. You're fine.
No. There you go.
So that's why I was looking for it, right? It says distilled, blended, and bottled. So.
All right.
Good luck.
Happy down the Cabana Hole. It doesn't smell like it would kill you.
And he said that because of the rum that he brought back and the whiskey that he brought back from Egypt.
Well, but the one that I was also concerned about killing me was the one from Bali.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'd heard about, you know, it's I forget what it's called, but it's the alcohol they have there. But you got to beware where you buy it, because you can just buy basically some stuff out of a still that'll make you go blind.
But isn't that the place you went to, the distillery?
No, it was actually a coffee plantation place. But the guy that was kind of our guide, he had a few shots, and so I had a few shots, and I knew I was safe buying that brand. Here's to
cheers.
Safety first, boys and girls.
So that's right.
Boy, that's very light.
Not a heavy rum taste.
Not a heavy taste of any kind.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's not gross.
No. There's an endorsement. It's not gross. Interesting. Okay.
It's not bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad. Thank you, Jason.
And I should look it up, but I get you can't buy this here. Let's see.
Go into my local liquor store. Do you have Caribbean rum? Sure, we got all kinds.
We got all kinds of Caribbean rum.
No, I mean Caribbean rum. Now, this says something up here, but I don't know. Partly can't read it, partly it's...
Oh, that's the company. Suelo's Distillery Limited.
Okay.
So maybe I should look that up.
Caribbean Gold Rum.
What is it? C-U...
C-U-E-L-L-O apostrophe S. So would it be Cuellos?
Maybe.
Because isn't a double L?
Yeah, it's not in there.
Even better.
Yeah, Jason came
And so, what do we have here, too? We've got white cheddar, simply organic.
Yeah,
Doritos.
So, you know, I did my genetic test. I got my results back. Did I tell you that?
Your genetic test?
Yeah, to tell me what my body doesn't process well.
Oh.
And then it gives me like a...
Where'd you do that?
It's called from 10X, but you just pay $600 online. They send you the test. You do your little cheek swab. You send it back.
Huh.
And then so it tells me like my body has one mutation for the motherfucker gene, and so what that means is you don't process.
That's so.
It's MT.
Hey, this needs to be adjusted a little bit. It's seeing more me than you.
It's MT. HR, like that gene or something. So everybody just calls it the, because the initials kind of look like it. But I have one double mutation and one of the things has a single mutation. So
I've got a mutation.
Yeah. So anyways, so part of that is like with that one gene, when people talk about it, they're like, you know, when you go and you eat pizza or you go and you eat pasta and you just feel like, right? But if you go to Europe and you eat pizza, you don't feel that way. It's because all of the flour and the wheat and corn is sprayed with glyphosate.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
Why Robert?
Isn't it? Yeah, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
He's not, he didn't put that in there.
No, I know. He's pointed out this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, he points out this kind of stuff all the time. Yeah.
I was very confused there for a second.
I was confused too. So anyways, so if it's organic, it's supposed to use ingredients that aren't sprayed with glyphosate.
Can I try it?
I brought one for you, sir.
Well, I didn't know if you were bringing two for you or...
No, come on. I'm going to eat the shitty one too.
What do you mean shitty one? Shitty one for you.
For you, yeah. Well, these aren't great for you anyways. And it's white cheddar.
I like white cheddar.
Which I love white cheddar.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. So this doesn't have that chemical crap.
Yeah, sprayed on the ingredient. That's harmful for humans.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Supposed to anyway. And it's hard to get. I have to order from Amazon and half the time it's not available. So.
Wow.
And I get a box of like 30 or 50 of these things at a time.
So I should step it up in here is what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
I will not ask you to do that.
I just get the cheap Costco stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, another couple of weeks has gone by. Crazy stuff. Wonderful news today about Kash Patel.
Oh, he got confirmed, right?
Head of the FBI.
And Tulsi got confirmed?
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, that's pretty cool. RK, Tulsi, Kash.
I like those guys.
I do too. You know, I was having a conversation with my daughter because she's got some fears, legitimate if you believe what people are telling you is true, and she was asking about, the Democrats are freaking out. Are the Republicans at all? And I said a few of them, but it's a different Republican Party than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Don't you think? This certainly isn't a Republican administration.
No, and before, I would have said, if Trump wasn't around, the Republicans are mostly similar to the Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
With only a few, they have a few horses they want to die on.
Right.
But they're not, cleaning up the system. They're not draining the swamp, right?
Nope.
And so while Trump is a Republican, he's not a Republican.
No.
He's something different, right?
Anyhow.
Everybody's going crazy over Elon wanting to cut all these jobs. The funniest meme I saw was, what was it? It was somebody comes and breaks in your house and takes some stuff, steals from you, and your neighbor comes and tells you, and you blame your neighbor.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. But I do like. I was just in Hoona fishing, and they have a Forest Service station there, and 3 people just got fired from it. And so, like, I know those people. Mm-hmm. They're very nice people. They go to work every day. They work hard. Like, they're not draining. They're not those people that don't go to work and whatever.
Right.
But, you know, those jobs were under 2 years. And while it absolutely sucks for them, 2 things can be true at the same time. This is one of those.
And that's one of the things people keep forgetting.
Yeah, 2 things can be true at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yes, it really sucks for those people, and I feel bad for them. But is that job really needed?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'm going through this at work, right? We keep cutting people and cutting people and cutting people, and like, is that job really needed? Well, we haven't missed a milestone yet. So while it sucks, like, we haven't missed a milestone.
Right.
Now we're Intel, so our products apparently suck anyways because our stock prices and the shit. But what can you do? And your bonus was only 42%.
Well.
But yeah. So
well,
cash got in today, huh? I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That was confirmed today.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was kind of sad that Ramaswamy left.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
I know what he said.
Right, but what really happened?
Yeah. Like, I know what he said, but
right.
Something happened.
Yeah. I find that interesting.
Yeah.
But, and now he's like running for governor or something like
Ohio,
that?
which
Yeah.
is where J.D. Vance is from.
Oh. Interesting. I don't know what that actually is.
Well, I mean, unless, like, if he is serious and the reason why he left was really to focus on that, and JD was like, yeah, you should do it. I'm going to support you. We're going to support you, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm from there. Like, yeah, absolutely. We want you there. Like, okay, cool. Like, I can see it, right? But J.D. Vance was a senator, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, he would know in his mind if he thought the governor was needed to be changed, right? And so that's where it's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, he obviously has to be from there, right? If he wants to be governor. Like, he has to be a resident there.
Yeah, but what about Wyden?
What about him?
Ron Wyden.
What about him?
His wife and kids are in New York. His kids go to school in New York. He has an address here.
Yeah, he's a
But
resident.
he doesn't live here.
No, but he's a resident here. And he has to come back here for
he
Oregon
counts
stuff.
Technically.
That's no different than me being a resident of Alaska and only living there 3 months a year. As long as you
Are you a resident?
No, but I could be.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
But I could be, and I might be someday. You just have to stay a year.
But you want somebody who has been there.
But Ron Wyden is a lifelong.
I know. Definitely lifelong, yeah.
Right, like he doesn't give a shit.
And then
he's just taking his money. Like
what's his face? Is it Mitch? Mitch McConnell?
He's quitting.
He's quitting. Yeah, but his term isn't over till like.
He said he's not.
27.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's not going to run again. But dude, is he even going to live that long?
Oh, I'm sure.
The guy freezes up and falls down.
Dude, Biden's still alive. They can pump him full of all kind of whatever Biden got.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
It's wrong, or
some need to change.
Well, that's pretty okay.
It does have a little note of something afterwards. It's almost kind of fruity-like.
Well, and I pick it up more now that I ate these chips.
I picked it up a little bit before, but yeah, you're right. The chips, I think, enhanced
it, yeah. But it's pretty okay.
Do you want some more?
If you're having more, I will.
I'm going to have more.
Those toppers are
a pain in the ass.
Something else.
Gotta wait for so long.
It stops spillage, though.
No, I can
You
try.
might need to.
I need a little bit more. I don't. This stuff is kind of clear, and it blends. The color blends with the table.
Oh yeah, because you got that thatching stuff or whatever it is.
Yeah, and then you got this red light that throws everything off.
Yeah,
my retinas are burning.
So what else? I've been gone. You've been gone.
You mentioned a guy that I did a little dive to find out. Well, who is this guy?
Oh yeah,
John.
No, what's his name?
Dang it. And I saw him on Sean Ryan as well.
Oh, I'm sure he's making the rounds, right?
Oh yeah, and I was just like, okay, this guy sure sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Who is he? So I did the dive, and yeah, he used to be like Secret Service dude and all that kind of stuff.
Mike Benz.
Mike Benz.
Yeah. And he dug deep into the USAID.
And the thing is, he was showing how, okay, the law says you can't put this money towards this. So, okay, let's move it over to this company.
It's not that they can't. It's that it needs presidential or congressional oversight. But if they put it into this other company,
an NGO,
this USAID, then there's no oversight.
Right.
And what he was saying a lot was, if it's too dirty for the CIA, give it to the USAID.
That's funny.
And he had a lot of examples of where we just went in and controlled the judges and manipulated people, and you really think they're not doing it here?
Yeah.
They're totally doing it here.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. That's what I'm saying. If you knew it was a dictator, just saying, if you knew it was a dictator, and you didn't think you had all this free will and
Right.
and you knew it, you'd probably be a lot happier. You'd be like, well, nothing I can do about it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right? But all those people who are terrified and scared, and, you know, the media gets to them because they think they live in a free and honest society. Right? And that's their expectation.
Well, but also, I think it has a lot to do, too, with anytime you hyper-focus on something, it freaks you out. Forgetting the fact that, that was also going on here, too, but nobody let you know.
Yeah. But that's the thing also, right? Like, it's kind of like, for most people, if something happens to you that's really out of your control and there's nothing you can do about it, like, a lot of people just take it in stride, figure out how to live with it or deal with it, right? And figure out how to be happy. But when people keep telling you, oh, this is the land of the free, and you have free will, and you can do whatever you need, like, and you think that, and then things happen that you can't control, you're like, what the hell? And then you're like all messed up about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know that I fully agree. I mean, I agree with your premise. I don't fully agree with the fact that we have no control. But there are just some things that are so big, we don't have control over that.
But that's my point. Like my mom, right? When Trump came into office, she freaked out. And she was freaked out all the time. And people right now are freaked out about Doge, right? They're freaked out. Mm-hmm. But if this was just somebody, like a dictator who was just doing shit, and you knew there was nothing you could do about it, like, you would be like, well, I guess there's nothing I can do about it. Right? Versus here, it's like,
you got this idea of there is something we can do.
Yeah.
And we need to get out and
do it.
Do whatever.
Right?
Right.
That's what I mean.
Right. That's a good point.
Like, it's not legal for Elon to do that. Like, it's not in his power. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's a bunch of rules that everybody thinks are real, and, you know.
There was, there's an example that I liken a lot of it to, is with COVID. When COVID was going on, now naturally at first nobody knew really what's going on, and there was some legitimate concern.
Sure.
But, and this is where a lot of people, they've lost their ability to do just kind of your basic gut check, and you play poker. You just came back with a couple $100 from Alaska.
$270 to be exact.
White privilege. Stealing from natives.
There was a white guy there.
Oh, there was?
There was 2 white guys there besides me.
Did you take from them?
Svensson, yes.
Okay, good.
The other guy won money.
Okay, but I don't know where I was going again. But the point is initially there was that fear, but then you start to see, because people lose their gut check, you see things going on that you're going, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Now, a lot of people failed to do that. But what the news kept doing is having that running tally on the TV every night.
Oh, dude.
X amount of people have died, X amount of people have died.
I was watching the website, and every day that I got up and went up to my office to work from home, because you can't go in the office, I was refreshing the statistics every day.
And the point I was thinking at the time was, and we of course did find out later on, a lot of those were not COVID deaths. They happened to have COVID, but they died from something else.
Well, when my mom died, I specifically asked to see the certificate because I knew her heart died. She didn't have COVID.
Right.
And if they were to put COVID on that, I was gonna, like, I kind of went the other way. Like, oh, everybody's a cheat and everybody's a, you know what I mean?
Well, a lot of doctors were.
I know. And
because
so,
the hospital got money if they had more COVID deaths.
I know.
But my point is, you see that number tallying, and I was going, if they were to play that every day on heart attacks, you know,
or on diabetes
I was going to say
diagnosis.
diabetes or anything related to obesity, that sucker would be spinning and cause flames.
Yeah.
You know, and that was part of what freaked people out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of with this, you know, if you just get bombarded with all this stuff, like Julia and I have in our conversations, she's like, I see all this stuff. I don't know what's real and what isn't. And I say, yeah, you can't investigate everything. You just don't have the time. But you can take a look at some things. And she said, yeah, but, you know, when somebody trustworthy, and I said, but therein lies the crux. And this is where a lot of people fail.
Who's trustworthy?
If somebody you said was trustworthy and you find out that person was feeding you shit, are you still going to call them trustworthy?
No.
Not a normal person, but a lot of people still do.
Yeah. Well, because they don't, like, if they get their news from CNN, right? They don't believe that CNN is bad. They believe that that guy is bad. Like, maybe they attribute it to that guy, right?
Well,
but they're
everywhere, everybody is being hyped.
Yeah. Well, and this is what this guy was saying about USAID and all their training to
do just that.
To do just that. Like, but I like how he talked about it in a, I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. Right. I'm just saying this is what it is.
Right, because
there
it
are lots of
initially
times,
was made for our influencing other countries.
Well, but he talked a lot about what we are doing in other countries, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty messed up.
But the original idea, I understand it.
But some of it, like, okay, you have this country that has resources and you want them to be kind to you and not kind to Russia. Like, okay, I get that. Like, that makes sense. Like, you should go influence them in a positive way. But buying their judges and
underhandedly
like
sending out news stories that aren't real.
And then telling those people that you support, oh, you have to arrest those guys, you have to find a reason to arrest them, like that's just, I don't know, it's kind of evil.
There's a lot of evil out there.
Like, it's kind of evil, right? Like, even if it's better for us, it's still pretty evil, right?
It's like the slogan that I disagree with, and that is, the ends justify the means. I disagree with that. I don't care what the ends is, it does not justify the means. People have been known to do real evil things because they think that they're helping society or the situation.
I don't think you can just disregard every ends justify the means, but it's a slim margin of what you can really say that and not have it be evil.
It's kind of
like I'm sure there are situations where the ends do justify the means.
Well,
but people use it so much in situations where it shouldn't be relevant that it's like, yeah, no, don't care, right?
There's a good line in a Jimmy Buffett song.
Uh-oh.
Talking about fruitcakes. Fruitcakes in the kitchen. Fruitcakes. So anyhow, just crazy people everywhere. And when he gets
he's actually talking about people, not cake.
Yes. Because we're all nuts.
Yeah.
And he talks about government and this and that, and he says, religion. And he goes, oh, religion. There's a thin line between Saturday night and Sunday morning. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yes.
This thin line.
Thin line. Yeah, because there are situations where I think the ends do justify the means.
Boy, I'd have to see the example, and I don't know that I would. Even then, I don't know that I would agree with
Let's
it.
see what ChatGPT says.
ChatGPT.
Oh, come on, this will be fun.
Hey, I saw some dancing robots today.
Did you? I'm a little terrified of that.
It was in China. This is the thing. These robots, what was interesting is it wasn't a completely pre-programmed, choreographed thing. Because, of course, you program the robot to do this, and this, it's going to do it. But it was where it was reacting, all of this group of robots, they're also reacting to the human dancers that were dancing with them.
Wow.
So it's like, using AI, it was able to adjust a few things by observing.
Yeah, if you taught the robot the rules of a certain style of dance. Right? So
this was like a ancient Chinese ritual thing.
It's the same thing, right?
It's very specific.
It's very specific and it has rules. So if you're following one guy who does something and you're supposed to do something else, then you should be able to teach it to do that.
Right.
So you could do the same thing 4 times in a row, it would do the same thing. But when you switch it, then it's going to switch it.
Right.
All right, give me the most good reason that the ends...
How about give me the ability to have better English? Give me the most good reason.
Well, I was trying to think
give me the best reason.
Best? Well, but I want it to be good versus evil. Right?
Okay.
So give me the most good reason.
Give me the best justifiable reason.
There you go.
For the ends justify the means.
Justifiable reason. There you go.
I'm not fully drunk yet.
How much did you have with dinner?
Well, I was doing a little bit of work out there first, so I got to have beers because I got to rate how. Oh, I forgot to mark down. I had a few more beers on my project. Got to mark these down, boys and girls.
A classic example is lying to protect someone from unjust harm, like hiding refugees during a genocide.
Okay.
So this is what I mean. There's a thin line.
Okay.
But there are examples.
I stand corrected.
There are examples in which
Right.
something like that, like, the Holocaust. No Jews here. Right? Technically you're lying.
Good point. I was thinking much more evil than that.
Well, I know, but,
I got to kill this person because they're going to end up doing something pretty bad.
Well, okay.
But they haven't done something pretty bad.
But if they're about to...
Do you know that they are about to?
Okay, if somebody has a gun to somebody's head...
That's different.
But they haven't shot them yet, so how do you know?
That's
Maybe they're bluffing. Maybe they're bluffing.
It doesn't matter. They put themselves at that risk. They are showing that they're going to do harm. That's not an ends justify the means.
Okay, so there are situations in which...
That's entirely different from ends justify the means.
Okay, all right. I don't know why, but okay. Whatever you say, you're the boss.
Yeah! I'm the boss.
You win.
I win. What else? What else happened this week? I don't know.
I gotta tell you, Dana.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than staying on a boat overnight with internet and TV.
Okay.
Well, last year I stayed on the boat with Jared and Richard. No internet, no TV, no nothing, right? And those guys just got hammered and were hooting and hollering until 2 in the morning. This time there was no Richard because he started one of Jared's motors on fire last year, so he wasn't invited back. Sorry, Richard.
So, a tip, boys and girls, if you're ever wanting to join in with somebody, don't burn up their stuff.
Yeah, don't do that. Which is kind of sad because he's a nice guy, but he's kind of a drunk.
Yeah.
And so he was cold, and so he turned something on or whatever, and the motors weren't on. And anyways,
that's too bad.
But anyways, this year Jared got Starlink. amazing. When I was there in October during football season, we were streaming the football games while we were having no phone service.
Wow.
And then this time he got...
So how much is a Starlink?
Well, the equipment is like, I don't know, $500-$600 for the satellite.
Oh.
And the service is $50 a month for 50 gigs. And then it's like $1 a gig after that.
You know, I've never been good at knowing what you can do with a gig.
Okay, so if you want to stream an HD movie that's an hour and a half, let's see, because I don't want to get it wrong, and I might get it really wrong. How much data is a 1 hour, 30-minute movie to stream? So at 4K, it's 14 to 20 gigabytes.
Okay.
So but if you're downloading, like, it's going to be like 720. It's like 2 to 3 gigabytes. So you can watch like
So it's 50 gig
25
a day?
a month.
A month.
So you can watch like 25, essentially 25 720p movies in a month. So it's not, I mean, it's not really like, I wouldn't get it from my house like that, because I use way more data than that with streaming services and the kids and all of that. But would I get it and put it on my truck when I'm driving around the country?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when you're in places where your phone service isn't that great, you got internet and you can use Wi-Fi
That's
calling.
pretty cool. How big is it? Oh, really? It's not some giant dish.
No, it's like this big, and they have a smaller one actually. But
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
and it just
That's
works.
tempting just for the heck of it. You know? No
And-
matter where I go. Oh, okay, here's a good example.
Okay.
Whenever we take a cruise,
Yes.
they're down. No, I'm not done.
Okay.
Their internet speed for streaming stuff is fine. But see, for me, I'm making a Happy Friday video.
Upload.
I need to upload it. It's like this.
So, I don't know if you bought one here, if it will work everywhere in the world. Like there might be some.
Yeah.
So like if you went on a cruise to the Caribbean,
Right.
it might not let you use it. But, and the other thing is you can pause the monthly service.
Oh.
So Jared only fishes, from a certain, when he's not working. So then he just pauses and he's not paying $50 a month.
Right.
Because he bought the equipment.
Right.
It's pretty cool. And
That
it
is
works
pretty cool.
so good. So
Really?
fast. Oh yeah, it's sweet.
Wow.
We were we were watching like some YouTube thing. I was on my phone, he was on his phone, searching the internet. Like,
Nice.
yeah, it was good. Super
Nice.
good. Yeah.
Well, we live in a crazy modern 21st century world.
And I guess AT&T just made a deal, or Apple, in the software. You can enable Starlink for texting. So if you're in a service area where you don't have any service, and this actually happened, I was trying to text somebody and I had like one little bar and then it would go away.
Right.
It popped up, do you want to use the satellite? I never used it because I was afraid it was going to charge me, but apparently it's free on Apple phones.
Wait, what?
Apparently it's free on Apple phones.
Using Starlink.
It only allows it when you have no phone service, and it only allows text messages.
Right.
Right,
No
but
video calls.
no video calls. No, you can't download anything. You can't stream. You can't do any of that. But you can make an emergency text, right?
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And everybody hates Elon.
I know.
It's funny how
If he'd have been doing this for Harris, had she won, they wouldn't hate him at all.
yeah. Yep.
But I bet you there would be Republicans going, well, how do we know that what he's doing? He could be doing blah, 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 same kind of a thing. But here's the thing. Again, I talk with my daughter.
Is he Batman?
Oh, I've heard people say that he's Stark, Tony Stark. More like Tony Stark.
Yeah, but nobody hated Tony Stark.
Oh, but everybody hated Batman.
Right? Batman became a villain
Yeah.
at one point, right?
Yeah.
In the Dark Knight trilogy anyways, right?
And that was actually a good trilogy.
It was amazing.
It was really good. But, so we were talking, and, the concern is he's this unelected official. And I said, and so is everybody else working for the IRS.
Yeah.
They're all unelected bureaucrats.
Tulsi Gabbard, not elected. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., not elected. Dave Patel, not.
I know.
None of those guys on the cabinet are elected.
I know.
They're selected and confirmed.
Yeah, exactly.
The difference is Elon doesn't have to be confirmed because it's not a real position.
Right.
It's a, hey, go look at this.
It's an advisory position.
Yeah, go look at this for me.
Right. There was,
like his kids.
let me see if I can find it real quick. You keep talking.
His kids don't have to be confirmed, right? They can advise him. Jared Kushner and all those guys, right, that work
Right.
in his cabinet.
Keep talking.
So,
See if I can find this quote that was pretty funny. Oops.
and here's the thing, right?
So,
If you elect a president and then you don't allow him to pick who supports him, what's the point in electing him?
right.
Right?
Well, and also the idea of, he just surrounds himself with yes men. That's pretty much what every president does.
Do you think... I don't think... Well, actually, Trump does surround himself with yes men. Not yes men, but... Because I've heard several people talk about how they stood up to him when they're having the conversation.
Right.
But he's the D.
Right.
He's the decider.
Right.
So you do what the decider says
Right.
because he's the D.
Right,
But
exactly.
it's no different than at your job, right?
Exactly.
Your boss tells you to do something. Now, do you have a good enough boss where you can openly
Talk
disagree
back and say,
no, I don't agree with this? But at some point, you have to disagree and commit
Right.
and do what the D says, right? So I don't know.
So it was the Stephen Miller, the deputy chief of staff, and he was with the press corps, and they were, complaining about unelected bureaucrat Elon Musk, and this is just really good. You're tempting me to say very harsh things about some of our media friends. It is true that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country. It is also true that many people in this room who have used the talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. A president is elected by the whole American people. He's the only official in the entire government that is elected by the entire nation, right? Judges are appointed. Members of Congress are elected at the district or state level. The Constitution, Article 2, has a clause known as the vesting clause. It says that the executive power shall be vested in a president, singular. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president. That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. The threat to democracy, indeed the existential threat to democracy, is the unelected bureaucracy of lifetime tenured civil servants who believe they answer to no one, who believe they can do whatever they want without consequence, who believe that they can set their own agenda no matter what Americans vote for. Well played.
Well played. Who was that?
That was the deputy secretary, something like that.
I like that.
Oh, the chick?
The chick who runs his press.
Oh man, she's just in their face too.
She's a savage.
But see, and that was so missing. Every single person that the Biden-Harris team had, they just kind of talk without saying anything.
Yeah, she's a savage. And the sad thing is that person shouldn't have to be a savage.
No.
Now, they should have to, refute the scrutiny.
Of course.
Because the press should be scrutinized.
They should be, they should always be pressing.
And she should have the facts. But the fact that we haven't had that for the last 4 years, and it's just been
And the question from the press is, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Yeah. And now we have a savage. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
It's refreshing that they're actually doing their job, but they're not doing their job for the right reason. Right? Because otherwise they would have been doing their job before.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So
they're team players.
Yeah.
They're not independent journalists.
No, they are independent journalists. According to Mike Benz, they're independent journalists.
Okay.
They're independent of outside U.S. actors influencing them, but they're very influenced by the U.S.
Right. Whatever.
Bullshit. See? A dictator would be so much better.
No, my line has always been, you know it, it's best under a king.
Well, that's what
One particular king.
Yeah. Dictator king.
Who knows the hearts of men.
Yeah, I know.
He knows your thoughts.
Oh.
He knows your heart.
Sunday.
Jason's getting baptized.
What's the...
Service starts at 10. I didn't ask Matt when it's going to happen. I forgot to.
Can you call him?
No, I'm not going to call him right now.
I'll come with you, I guess, at 10. Can I come with you?
Sure. We'll bring you.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah. I have to go a little bit early. You can come with Julie. I have to go early because I'm supposed to read the scripture.
What am I supposed to wear?
Clothes, preferably.
Okay, so don't come naked.
Don't come naked. No.
As
a matter of fact,
nice,
who was it? It was Jason. I was talking to Jason because I got this great...
Oh, Jason's sleeping.
I got this great idea because we went to our little pretend grandkids' baptism last Sunday, and I liked the way they did it. They had a little video of them giving their testimonies, and you can see it's edited in spots, so it's nice and tight.
Yeah.
But they're giving their testimony, and then they say a few things, do the baptism, and I thought, well, let's do this. Let's try that because Jason's just all nervous about talking in front of everybody. So we go to the church because I like this one wood wall background. It'll look nice, be good video shot, and we'll do this. He was so nervous he couldn't do it, and I said, and he goes, can I just read it? And I said, dude, if you're gonna just read it to the camera,
then you might
just go ahead and read it there, because he didn't want to read it there. He wanted to feel more natural, and I said, look, these are your words. They're just penned down so that you don't ramble.
Do you think he feels not worthy?
I don't think he feels that anymore, no.
Because every time I talked to him about it before, he was like, yeah, I'm not ready.
Right.
And is it, like, does he secretly not feel worthy?
No, I don't think it's that so much. You'd have to ask him more specifically, but the gist that I have always gotten from him is, but what about, there's always tons of what abouts. And God doesn't answer your questions like that.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong process.
Yeah. You're either going to do it or you're not.
But he wants you to say, you know what? I see enough that I know you're real. And I know you have done what it takes to save me from myself. So I'm all in. I got lots of questions. And I'll just trust you in the meantime when I don't get the answers. Because Jason wants all the answers. He's a very facts-oriented guy.
Well, me too, and that's why I am me.
And God wants you to step outside of that.
Well, that's a hard ask.
But there's all kinds of facts. And that's the cool thing Julie and I find all the time. It is so cool. The deeper you get into science, the more it reveals there's a creator. The deeper you get into the Bible, the more it gets confirmed. The deeper you get into archaeology in the Middle East or around the Bible area, the more it confirms everything in that Bible.
Yes, but there's more questions.
Always more questions. I got questions.
I don't know. I don't.
Someday.
Good for Jason.
Yeah. And I'm glad you're willing to set foot inside.
I've been in churches before. That's why. What do I have to wear to not be disrespectful? Because when I was 16, I was dating a Mormon girl, and I was required to go to church once a month to date their daughter. So I went in with like baggy jeans and a hooded sweatshirt
You come in with baggy jeans and hooded sweatshirt.
and boots on, like, and back then I know what I was thinking. Like, screw this. Like, this is stupid. Like, I'm gonna show them that I'm right. But as an an adult, I'm like, that's like super disrespectful.
Yeah. And
So just like a button-up shirt and pants is fine, right? Jeans is okay. Do people wear jeans?
you can yeah. Even sometimes preaching up there wearing jeans.
Oh, okay.
And no tie. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna wear a tie.
No, I'm talking about the preacher not wearing a tie. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So just don't look like a schlub.
Yeah.
I should maybe shave.
But you know what? I have sat next to schlub-looking people. Sat next to a transvestite once. Yeah.
In that church?
Yeah, in our church.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ask them which bathroom they were going to use? What did I hear? Somebody was talking about some government employee who's trans.
Yes.
And they were saying, like, this person was like, no, I don't want to use the women's bathroom. I'm fine using the men's bathroom. Like, why make a big deal out of this? Like, I just want to dress like this. I just want to be like this.
Right.
But, and so it's like, yeah, if everybody took that stance, boy, life would be so much easier.
You know, okay, and this makes me wonder, did Trump do the whole Gulf of America thing to show the funny irony
Yes.
of people getting all upset about changing what I'm calling it?
Yeah.
I really think that was why he did that.
I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
Because everyone's in a huff. No, you're not going to make me call that Gulf of America now. I'm calling it Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, really? But I have to call you...
But I have to call you a girl when I know you're a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's even... it's not the girl and the guy thing. It's the getting bitchy about the pronouns.
Of course.
Like...
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know...
And even my daughter recognized some of that hypocrisy.
I really wish Trump wasn't such an asshole.
Yes. A lot of people wish that he wasn't.
Because if he had the...
But he does a pretty damn good job of trolling people.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's a master.
He is
a master at trolling people.
But that's the problem, right?
Right.
Is that he's really good. Like,
it's very juvenile at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if he had like the stoicism of like JFK, but the
stoicism of JFK,
I don't know.
please. Guy's cheating on his wife, banging all kinds of people.
I was gonna say Obama, but then I was like, no, because my mom used to say like Obama is so like.
Yeah.
Oh no, she got mad because he shook the Queen's hand or like something stupid.
Yeah, there was something that you're not supposed to do.
And he did it.
Right.
And so who was like a really like maybe none. Maybe
But then did you see in similar fashion what Trump did his first term with the Saudi prince?
Oh yeah.
He's walking by him, taps him, you're not supposed to touch him.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy that knows how to go.
Yeah. But that's why people hate him.
And that's why people love him.
And that's why people love him.
Yeah. Because politicians don't do that. It's like the Mitt Romneys. The emasculated, well, we have protocol and we have certain... you're kind of tired of that, too.
But the problem is, there's nothing wrong with protocol.
I understand. And I agree, actually.
The problem is when you have people with no balls following protocol.
Right.
Then everybody just hankers for someone to just be real.
Right.
Right? Until they're like
real.
Like me and you talking shit, right? Like like I wouldn't talk like this at work.
Right.
Because there's protocol. Like you just
And right back to what we were talking about, at church, I tend to not use those 4-letter words.
Yeah. And I don't want to be disrespectful, right? It's not that I'm not me, it's just there's a protocol.
It's funny, Jason and I were talking once, and he was talking about, how he feels like he's afraid of being that Christian that offends people like the Christians that used to offend him. And I said, yeah, my problem is that I tend to offend Christians a lot.
You do. But I think he's talking about talking about it, right? Like trying to convert people.
Being the Bible thumper type.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I talk about it all the time.
All the time. All the time. But, you're not yes, you talk about it all the time. But, I have known in my other people who talk about it all the time. But then after a while, we're not friends anymore because I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid the same way that person.
Trust me, that ain't Kool-Aid.
I know. But it's right. Oh, well, right, I have kids now, and my kids can't be around you.
Right.
Right? They don't say it, but it's quite obvious, right? I'm jettisoned, I'm put aside because...
When you make eye contact and they go...
Yeah. But it kind of hurts my feelings.
It does. It does. Because
it kind of hurts my
humans can behave like humans. And the calling of Christ is for us to behave like Christ. And it's tough. It really is. Because we don't naturally want to.
It's not that they've been mean to me.
No.
It's just, oh no, I got other stuff to do, right? It's
they're doing it in a gentle way.
But it's not gentle. And it's obviously for a reason. Right?
Well...
I've had other friends that we've just kind of grown apart.
No, exactly. Right? Yeah.
But it's quite obvious, hey, do you want to come to church with me? No, I'm good.
Right.
Hey, do you want to go? No, I'm okay. Let's just do what we're doing here. And then we're not doing here anymore. Right? So it's quite obvious.
Right.
Thank you for...
I will never abandon... Oh! I have just a drop left. So.
I have a drop too.
We really do need to end this.
Yeah, we do. I actually came home from work and went to bed. I'm just so drained.
Wow. Sorry.
And then you texted me and woke me up and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to go over there.
Well, this is supposed to post tonight.
I know. That's what I told Christine.
It's going to be late.
She's like, why don't you go to bed? And I'm like, well, we were supposed to do this Tuesday.
Simpatico, mi amigo. My wife was like, why is Devin coming over? It's like, because we got to do our little thing.
Yeah.
And why do you have to do your little thing? I don't know.
Because we committed.
Yeah, I know.
Because we committed. And we meet our commitments, ladies. Maybe you should meet your commitments.
I didn't say that, dear. Well, she's not watching this.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my wife's not watching this. No.
All right.
So then, we want to wish you a happy rabbit hole. No, Cabana Hole.
Down the Cabana Hole.
And,
53?
keep a stiff upper lip. Press on. It'll all be all right. 4 years will go by, and then the next disaster will come along. And, nothing changes.
Yeah. What do they say? Old boss out, new boss same?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a Who song.
Something like that.
Say, something like, say hello to the new boss. Same as the old boss. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Mike Ben says it's a 50-year reconstruction if you want to tear apart all that stuff. He's like, I know that it's not going to be solved in my lifetime.
Certainly not mine. I got any day now. I'm ready to go.
Me too.
I'm getting old.
Me too.
This is not still being recorded, right?
I don't know. Is it still? You can cut it off.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah. See ya. Bye-bye.